This is the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Our second game of the day, Puerto Rico, represented by Guayama Softball Little League, facing St. Albert Little League of Canada. We say it's our second game because in the first game, North Carolina, Rowan Little League, were 5-0 winners over Ohio. So what do you get to do? Go outside the stadium and you slap them through. They'll take on the Asia Pacific representative there from the Philippines coming up tomorrow. Again, we've got 12 teams, 2 brackets. It's double elimination until the championship will be winner take all. That is 1 week from today. Matt Chick, Jenny Dalton-Hill. We saw 2 American teams go at it earlier today. Now some international flavor. We get to see 2 of the 4 teams from outside the United States take the diamond here. Well,
and their paths to the United States to play in the Little League World Series, definitely a little bit different on both sides. They both had to have some great performances in regionals, and then travel got a little tricky. Yeah, Canada had to pack a lot of clothing because they were taking part in the regionals. Before that, it was the playdowns is what they call it in Alberta. They went straight from there to the regional, and straight from the regional in British Columbia to Greenville, North Carolina. Yeah, we talked to head coach Heather Danilak about what it took, and she said a lot of laundry detergent because we've been on the road for a while. That's a part of it. And for Puerto Rico, they played in the Latin America Regional Tournament in Guayama in June. We're talking 6 weeks ago, took down Mexico in the championship. Let's meet the team from Guayama.
My name is Yadiri Rosado, and my favorite food is French fries.
My name is Joaris Vega, and my favorite baseball team is the New York Mets.
My name is Nayelis Martinez, and my favorite softball pitcher is Megan Faraimo.
Mi nombre es Kanishka Rodríguez, y mi comida favorita es arroz blanco con habichuela y bistec.
Mi nombre es Yadiri Figueroa, mi hobby favorito es jugar softball.
My name is Dilianis Nieves, and my favorite food is lasagna.
Mi nombre es Yerianis Montes, y mi equipo favorito de softball es Oklahoma.
My name is Brianna Sanchez, and my favorite food is pizza.
Mi nombre es Yaineri Santana, y mi pasatiempo favorito es montar caballos.
Mi nombre es Darío Rodríguez, y mi jugador favorito es Javier Baez.
Mi nombre es Nia Rivera, y mi hobby favorito es dormir.
Mi nombre es Carla Rodríguez y mi color favorito es violeta.
Mi nombre es Onairi Villafañe y mi jugador favorito es Francisco Lindor.
We will do our very best to pronounce their names just like they did. There's the Puerto Rico batting order, and this is a team that went 5-0 in regionals, outscoring the opposition 43-7.
Yeah, and Kanishka Rodriguez at the top of the lineup, the best all-around athlete on this team. She sets the tone for Puerto Rico at the top.
And in the circle for Canada will be Abigail Heidbrink, the 13-year-old. Tell you about her in just a little bit. Rodriguez at the plate, and we're underway in there for a strike. Abigail Heidbrink, what do we expect to see from her?
Well, Heidbrink actually just moved to Canada. Her mom's job moved them from Louisiana up north. Heidbrink throws in the mid-50s, spots her fastball well. She's been working on a rise there. It looked as though she unveiled that rise ball early in this count and gets ahead with that 0-2 count.
When it's high, 1-2. You mentioned from Brusley, Louisiana. Just moved there within the last year. And one of the indicators of what area they were going to move to was just how good's the Little League there? How good is the softball there? And they found a home in Alberta.
Well, you have to find a place where your talents will shine, and Heidbrink able to come in and make an immediate impact in that Little League program in St. Albert's.
April of 2022, Abigail and her family moved from Louisiana to Canada. That one off speed 2-2.
Yeah, Heidbrink not with a huge arsenal of pitches. She does throw a fastball, a drop ball, a changeup. We've seen her flash that rise ball. It's not a pitch that she'll throw for a strike, but we'll see it throughout this game to try to get the swing and miss.
Rodriguez to right. Danilak cannot make the catch. Rodriguez heading to second base. Ball comes in. She's sliding in there. Oh, that's the speed from Kanishka Rodriguez. as Ali Danilak was unable to make that play in right, and we'll call that a double.
Well, and Danilak out in right field was tracking this ball, but then stumbled, tripped over her feet a little bit, which created her eyes to move and lose the ball. So while she was right on it to be able to make the catch, that little trip played to be very devastating as it puts Rodriguez now on second.
Now, Dayelis Rodriguez, second baseman for Puerto Rico, now at the plate. Just turned 13 a few short days ago. And it's 1-0. Puts the bunt down. Highbrinks only plays to first, but late covering was the second baseman, Brutto. And now 2 on and nobody out.
And when we talked to head coach Carlos Leon's Sugrañez, he talked about how he was going to use the short game. He knew that he could expose teams' defenses by putting the ball in play, drag bunt, push bunt, slap, make sure that they could use their wheels on the bases. And there, Dayelis able to get on with a really nice drag bunt.
Lilianis Nieves now at the plate. Runner goes, fake throw, and now second and third with nobody out.
Puerto Rico wasting no time putting runners in motion, pressure on the defense to be able to put 2 runners in scoring position in just their third batter up.
Lilianis Nieves, color Didi, strong arm, powerful hitter, all around good player. Swing and miss 0-2. Foul, reached the seats. Join our conversation with Puerto Rico manager Carlos Leon Sugrañez. 50-year-old police sergeant. Has been coaching for a long time and coached a lot of teams.
How often can you say that when you were 11, 12, or 13 years old that you got to play for the Puerto Rican national team coach? And some people might think I'm talking about this team, but no, Coach Sugrañez actually works with the Puerto Rican 19U national team, who just was very successful this past summer in the World Games.
And it's right back up the box. Rodriguez scores. Dayelis Rodriguez comes in to score. It's 2-0 Puerto Rico. Two RBI double for Lilianis Nieves.
Come out.
The 2 RBI single draws the conversation. Boy, they're barreling it up right now.
Yeah, they are taking advantage of just putting the ball in play and putting pressure on this defense. It's a routine ground ball right back up the middle, but unable to come away with an out at home. 2 runs are plated, and now we'll get to have a little bit of a conversation in the circle as head coach Heather Danilak comes out to talk in the circle.
If the ball comes to you, where are you going to go?
2, 1. No, 2, then 1.
Sure, there you go, there we go. It all depends on the runners here. Here we go, let's go, Canada. Here we go.
Again, this is a team that is well traveled, has not been home in a few weeks, and a couple of weeks, I should say, went straight from a tournament in Alberta to a tournament in British Columbia for the regionals, and now here to Greenville. And off to a rough start. Throw down, tag, got her. Great throw there from Zeta Campbell, and a good tag from Rhea Bergen for the first out of the inning.
That was executed perfectly. Back there behind the dish, Zeta Campbell, who is calling all the pitches, might I add. Those pitches calls are not coming from the dugout. Delivers a high throw, but the shortstop, Rhea Bergen, able to come across with a really nice tag before Nieves able to slide in. So the first out recorded. Pressure comes off of the defense. Now just a little bit, roll a ground ball and throw to first base. But nice job by Zeta Campbell back behind the dish. She's got a lot on her plate.
Foul tip, and she grabs that one. Helping record the first 2 outs. Campbell behind the dish.
Well, and it's such a unique piece that we actually second-guessed head coach Heather Danilak for Canada when we asked who calls the pitches, and she said, my catcher does. That is so rare anymore, especially at these young ages. But kudos to Coach Danilak to giving the reins to her catcher. She said they started that a couple of years ago to train her on, what to call, when to call it, how to frame pitches. It's a lost art in the game of softball, and I'm so grateful that Coach Danilak trusts her catcher, Zeta Campbell, to be able to do that back behind the plate in this big, huge tournament.
As she is catchers are the quarterback in the game. They see things we don't, and, we'll guide them. It's not like she's out there on her own calling all the pitches, but she does throw down the signals, and it's a team effort. Puerto Rico could not have asked for a better start. Not a team that's going to hit the ball over the fence. They will put the ball in play and put some pressure on it. They've done that here in this first inning. The 1-2 from Heidbrink. In the dirt, 2-2.
And when we talked to head coach Sugrañez for Puerto Rico, we asked him, is this a team that's going to hit the ball far? He said, no, this team's strength is in its defense, and they're ready to fight at the plate.
If that's the case, you got to be liking a 2-0 lead and looking for more. She's going to eat that one. As that one goes off the glove of Riopel, and Bergen holds it. Should be an infield single. That was a pretty hard hit ball.
Well, and Rodriguez kind of got jammed up on this one, but hard hit enough to take a little bounce over Riopel's glove. Rayan Bergen at short comes away with it, but there is no time to make a throw as she is deep in that 5-6 hole.
That will be an error on the third baseman, Riopel. Now Janiele Santana, a left fielder for Puerto Rico, at the plate. 12 years old. Out of Alberto Sanchez School. Left-handed batter and a good outfielder for this Puerto Rican team. 0-2.
When you're seeing Puerto Rico be very vulnerable to that ball up in the zone, I expect that rise ball to be something that Heidbrink will use throughout her outing today if they continue to swing and miss at that ball in their eyes.
Swing and miss as Heidbrink closes the door with 2 strikeouts, but not before Puerto Rico scores 2 runs.
Puerto Rico is absolutely tearing it up on the base pass. They're putting the ball in play and doing it with 2 runs on the board.
The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Canada, 2,700 miles. The journey to Greenville, North Carolina, with some stops in between. Let's meet the Canadian team.
My name is Reese Fiertz, and my nickname is Smalls because I'm the shortest on the team.
My name is Megan Becker, and my favorite team is UCLA.
My name is Ali Danilak, and my favorite color is purple.
My name is Grace Common, and my favorite gibbet is my Spider-Man.
My name is Paige Hipkin, and my favorite athlete is Christine Sinclair.
My name is Ryan Bazendowski-Day, and my favorite color is pink.
My name is Abigail Heidbrink, and my nickname is Wheezy because I'm from Louisiana.
My name is Aaliyah Riopel, and my favorite movie is A League of Their Own.
My name is Emma Fukushima, and my favorite show is Outer Banks.
My name is Zeta Campbell, and my favorite team is LSU Tigers.
My name is Rhea Bergen, and my favorite food is spring rolls.
My name is Cleo Crotto, and my favorite food is poutine.
And there's a look at the Canada lineup, a team that hit 279 in regional play and only scored more than 3 runs.
Here we go.
Just once in those 3 games. This is going to be a team that's going to rely on their defense and their pitching.
And Allie Danilak at the top of the lineup has something to prove. She had that little miscue out there in right field to start the game. You know that she wants to start this one off with a base hit to try to flush that last little miscue.
Allie Danilak. 12-year-old facing the 12-year-old Brianna Sanchez, the #1 pitcher on this team.
And Sanchez in the circle will throw in the low 50s. She handles pressure well, is very mentally tough, and Coach loves to have her in the circle.
Coach loves her good combination of pitches. Also playing the infield and called upon, but says she is the most mentally tough pitcher on the roster. May not be the overall best physically, but in those big moments, she stands tall, doesn't wilt under the pressure.
You know that probably comes from her mom, who played in the 2001 Softball Little League World Series. Her mom, Nicole, able to come away with the first ever international winner of the World Series.
That bunt is foul, 1-2. This is a Canada team that did a lot of its damage in regionals in the first inning. She scored 17 total runs in those 3 games. 7 of those 17 came in the first inning.
1-2.
Of course, in our first game, Ohio had scored in the first inning 5 straight games and didn't score a run in the entire game. And that loss to North Carolina. 1-2 to Danilak. I believe that's a ball.
Just a bit outside. It didn't hit the
it's
ball.
More high than outside.
We are in North Carolina, right?
It's true. It is true.
No Durham Bowl back here, though.
Nope. She's laughing about it. The EFIS. Not sure that was in the combo of pitches we anticipated to see today. I mean, in the dirt 3-2.
Yeah, that wasn't one that he gave away.
She throws a great EFIS.
It surprises everyone, including herself.
3 ball, 2 strike.
Danilak to short. Rodriguez. Quick throw to first. 1 away.
One of the pieces of the game that Coach Sugrañez loved to praise was the defensive ability of his players up the middle. He said his middle defenders are the best. Kaneshka Rodriguez, a little bit more mechanical than Darielis Rodriguez at second base. But he says both of them are so good defensively.
Rhea Bergen. That went off the catcher Nieves. Bergen, a 13-year-old. Call her Ray. She is an athlete. Solid in all positions. Good utility player. Friendly player. And according to her coaches, she can sleep anywhere, which is probably good when you're traveling 3,000 miles from British Columbia, where they had regionals. But she can hit pretty well, too, to center field. Rosado is back there with the catch. She had that ball tracked to her right, and on the run, records the second out.
Well, when you have a coach that is at the level of ability, the way that this coaching staff is for Puerto Rico, you can tell that they have drilled into these players defense. They are so solid. Their footwork is perfect. And right now, they're doing such a good job flashing the leather.
2 down now, 2-0 deficit here in the first. Latin America regional champs Puerto Rico with a 2-0 lead over Canada from Alberta. Megan Becker from St. Teresa's Catholic School, 13 years old, first baseman for Canada. I love reading how much these international players love some of the American athletes. Maya Brady, UCLA softball, just those brands still ring very strongly across the border.
2-0.
Well, and you wonder, does it change now that all of the conference realignments are going to be taking place in the next year or two?
I'd like to ask Megan Becker, did you know UCLA's in the Big Ten next year?
The what?
The what? I know they're playing softball, right? Yes, okay.
I think she'd only be concerned, is Maya Brady going to be there? And the answer so far is yes. The portal has not nabbed Maya Brady.
Her nickname is M Money. You can hear the chant from the dugout.
Good block catch. Didi, right? Okay.
Didi Nieves, the catcher. You can hear home plate umpire Adam Hale. It's a good block, and it's also a good block when it doesn't get to the umpire.
I would praise that, too.
The 3-1 to Becker. To center field. There's Rosado again. 1, 2, 3 for that Puerto Rican defense. They're going to try to add to their 2-0 lead in the second.
Hi, my name is Alicia Ocasio, member of the Puerto Rican national team. This is a message for Puerto Rico's Little League softball team at the Little League World Series. I want to wish you guys a good luck, have fun, enjoy this week, and vamos Boricua.
Oh, such a great deal. And coming up this week, history is going to be made as professional softball comes to Greenville. First time ever, Athletes Unlimited pro games at the Little League Softball World Series. That's coming up on Wednesday. Learn more at littleleague.org/athletes unlimited. The pros playing here in Greenville over at ECU.
And the players are going to be able to come over and interact with the teams here at the ballpark. The game's going to be played not at this field. Other games will be playing here in this ballpark, but they'll be playing over at ECU, and pretty cool to be able to collide those two worlds together.
I would love to see them play here.
I think it would be awesome.
Pound the ball to the outfield and hit the ball over the fence.
The outfield wall is 200 from left to right. Center field is not any deeper. It'd be kind of cool to see what those pros could do in a ballpark like this. This playing surface is professional.
Awesome. Field crew does a great job in between games and even during the game. Dragging the field mid-game. Watering it down post-game. Zonaris Villafañe.
Play.
13-year-old from Guayama.
Yes, she did.
0-2. Power hitter. This is a Mets fan and also a fan of Oklahoma softball. That is now a worldwide brand. The 0-2 to Ona. Outside 1-2.
Well, and Matt, with the kind of exposure that Division I athletes get in Oklahoma City with the Division I National Championship, it's so easy to understand why teams outside of the United States would be fans of Oklahoma with the runs that they've put together the past 3 years.
Oklahoma softball has not lost a game since 1994. It's really an incredible streak. The 2-2 to Villafañe. Third strikeout of the day for Heidbrink. One away in the second.
Heidbrink is using so much of the zone, and these Puerto Rican players continue to swing at pitches outside. But look at that, down and in. That is such a hard pitch to catch up to, especially as a big hitter. If you're not out in front, able to get her on her heels, nice strikeout.
And after that first inning, Canada did make some adjustments in the outfield. As that one hits the batter.
Go, take base.
Jadianis Montez hit by pitch here in the second inning. I was going to say Ali Danilak has been replaced. That's Ryan Bazadowski-Day is now in right field for Canada. And at left is Emma Fukushima. And not everyone with 12 in the lineup, some 13. Not everyone plays the field. Not everyone has to play the field.
Yeah, those are big changes for Little League this year. With the continuous lineup, it takes away the need to insert, take players out, make sure they have enough playing time defensively, get those 6 outs under their belt, get an at bat. With the continuous lineup, your defense can be a revolving door as long as everyone's hitting.
Oh,
runner goes. Throw down there from Campbell is a good one, but not in time. As Montez takes second base.
That was a ball. Counts 1-0. 1-0.
Brianna Sanchez, starting pitcher for Puerto Rico, at the plate, swings through that one, 1-1. You mentioned her mom playing on championship Latin American teams. Something about that DNA.
1-1.
Showing the bunt with the Easton Ghost bat. 1-2.
That's just 2. That's 2. That's just 2, batter. Just 1-2. You're still here. One ball, 2 strike. 1-2.
Sanchez to left. Fukushima can't get there. Neither can third baseman Riopel. Still 1-2.
No. To the camera well. Throw it back to the pitcher. All foul balls down the line are going to go to the camera wells. So I'll feed them to you. Play.
Sanchez right up the middle. That one's going to drop in front of Common, the center fielder. Rounding third and scoring is Montez. Heading to second base, is out on the play after the single from Sanchez, but she does the job. Third out of the inning, reported at second, but they will trade that run. 3-0 Puerto Rico. Actually, that should be 2 outs as they were running into the dugout.
After thinking she struck out, to come back with that liner back up the middle, that was a really nice hit. Did get a little greedy on the base running and ran herself out of an opportunity to stay on the base pass, but that plates a run for Puerto Rico. When you look at that in slow motion, though, Matt, it looks like she didn't touch home plate, but with that pitch coming in, it negates the ability to go back and look at it.
Should we take another look at it?
I don't know if we want to roll it. But she slid in and then stepped over. Watch, the cleat get stuck. I don't.
Right there in the corner, maybe?
Barely, but she steps over the plate. You've got to be aware of that stuff as a base runner. Your job is to make sure that your body parts fly on top of the plate. And we've seen home runs called back for, jumping in celebration, stepping over the plate. It's important to make sure that foot touches the plate.
Play.
Do you tell your catcher to look for that at all?
It's hard in a moment like that, knowing that there's a play still going on, and so her attention should not always be looking at the plate. That's actually something I like my coaches to look for so that they can come back to it, but it's hard when you're in a dugout and far away.
Elise Rosado. Nice catches in center field.
I need 2 softballs. Go ahead.
For a very consistent, defensive-driven Puerto Rico team. Has now plated 3 runs in the first 2 innings and not done yet.
Well, and what you're seeing is these Puerto Rican players are putting their toes right on the line and forcing the inside pitch to be something that maybe gets in the head of pitcher Abigail Heidbrink, because when you're tight on the plate like that, you run the risk of wearing pitches.
Right in on the hands as Heidbrink puts that one to first. But another base hit, another run scores. It's 3-0. Puerto Rico.
Please.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. We call this the car wash. Every player comes through. We take the pictures. They get their action shots. We throw them in the pre-production elements that we use. This isn't just show up, get your gear, go to the hotel, come here and play. There are media obligations. At ESPN, we want to make you look good.
And that kind of distraction can pull a team out of a tournament before it even begins, with so many things going on that can pull your attention away from things that are most important.
Are you saying if they lose, you blame ESPN?
Nope, not ESPN's fault. It's the mental toughness to be able to put things in perspective. But these are young athletes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they just let it roll right off their back thinking, this is pretty cool.
Oh.
Leah Riopel. Ria, all-around athlete from Camrose, 13 years old. Fan of Sis Bates and Jordy Ball.
Oh.
I'm a fan of both of those players too. The defense of Sis Bates is phenomenal. She'll be here playing in the Athletes Unlimited stuff this week. Hopefully she'll get to meet Sis Bates.
Give me some autograph seekers from these Little Leaguers.
There you go.
And when you look up and down the lineup for Canada, we've talked about how these girls are all multi-sport athletes, but one sport that stands out for this Canadian team is they play hockey. And Riopel is one of those players that plays competitive hockey.
There you go.
That does hockey, volleyball, basketball, track and field, cross-country running.
Two and two.
Coach would say she loves to study the mental game. See if she can solve this one. It's 2-2. Trying to get the leadoff batter on here, the second.
Well, if you can master the mental game at this age, you will be heads and tails above the competition. I think as I finished up my college playing days, I still hadn't figured out how to master the mental game. Just always doubting my abilities and
3-2.
Letting the failures affect me. Mental game's such an important part of this one, knowing that failure is always knocking at the door.
Leadoff batter is on. Leadoff walk here in the second.
A good start for Canada after a tough 1-2-3 inning to start off the game. So Riopel gets things going for Canada here in the second.
Dana Campbell. Last name Campbell. They call her Soupy. I think we can connect the dots on that one. 12 years old. Turned 13 later this month. Riopel on first. We'll see how aggressive they get.
Huh!
She's running. Thrown out from the Nieves is in time.
Let's go.
Heck of a throw from Didi Nieves. And the leadoff runner is erased.
That was textbook. How awesome was that transition back behind the dish, out of her legs, into a throw, a strike that completely annihilates the threat of Riopel on the bases.
Oh, that was a laser.
Yeah, she even got props from home plate umpire Adam Hale. Said, nice job, Didi. I don't know if you're supposed to cheer from that position on the field.
Oh. 2-1. Yes, 2-1. 2-1.
Oh. 3-1 now to Campbell. So she looks up to, and she wrote Jen Schro. Do we call her Jen Schro?
I do.
Not a bad person to look up to when you're a talented catcher is Zeta Campbell.
Well, the cool thing is they got some Jen Schro catchers here when they advanced here to the World Series.
See that Jen Schroeder gear and Dick's Sporting Goods, title sponsor here of the World Series.
She's kind of a big deal.
I walked by the catcher's gear once, took a picture, and said, "Jen, you're all over the place," and sent it to her. She's like, "Awesome."
I've actually seen her go through Dick's Sporting Goods stores and move it to an end cap to be a little bit more in the sight line of the potential shoppers.
One is put down and foul. Man, please stop moving our merchandise to the entry. People need to walk in, please.
She's like, I would, but that's my face, and I think you've got it in the wrong spot.
Abigail Heidbrink trying to put this bunt down in the correct spot with one out. Yeah, what a big first out was. Erasing Riopel on the steal attempt to second. Now Heidbrink, Canada's pitcher, looks at a ball.
1-1.
Heidbrink from Rusley, Louisiana. Mentioned it, moved to Canada about 15 months ago. Big fan of LSU and Montana Fouts. I think you can do that. Heidbrink to right. That one's going to drop. Oh, and a late start there from the runner at first who just gets in. Campbell did not get a great read on that and stayed on first essentially till that ball dropped. She was fortunate not to get out at second.
Well, and she did have to stay close to first base because it looked as though Rodriguez had a bead on it at second base. So she stayed a little too close to first and made that play at second a little edgy.
Boy, I'm staying home, fellas.
Cleo Coroto now at the plate. Back-to-back walks and a single, but just runners at first and second after a caught stealing. And we have one out. Coroto showing bunt in on the hands.
It hit the bat, too.
Hit me, hit the bat, and I hit the bat first.
But I like that she's advocating for herself, trying to get first base. But if you foul it off into yourself, that just requires ice and no advancement.
0-1.
13-year-old from Bonnyville, Alberta, Cleo Coroto.
Play.
Coach says Cleo Coroto is a ginger with the intent to injure on every swing. That's a great line.
That's probably going to be part of her NIL agreements, right? Like on all the T-shirts, that'll be her tagline.
In the dirt.
And back behind the plate, Deleonis Nieves is working hard. She's blocking up balls, keeping things in front, and she's got a cannon for an arm. We saw it earlier in this inning. But to be able to have the confidence in the circle to throw to a catcher like that just gives you the ability to throw that drop ball or that pitch down in the zone, knowing it's not going to get by her.
The 1-2 from Sanchez to Coroto. In the dirt again. Good stop. Yeah, they're not going anywhere with that arm.
No, I'm so impressed with just her skills back behind the plate to keep the ball in front and continue to move her body to block the ball, keep it at the plate. I mean, you can tell she has put in so much work to be that dynamic back behind the dish.
Nieves doing a lot of work as the backstop. And again, Sanchez looking over there. Looking for a call, waving some things off. Is Canada getting loose? Third full count from Sanchez. 2 walks already in the inning.
Oh!
Now that look over to the bullpen showed us that Ryan Bazandowski-Day is warming in the pen for Canada. But so far, no movement in the Puerto Rican bullpen. Oh, that's not Bazandowski-Day. That is Aaliyah Riopel.
Big pitch, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, what a nice pitch there from Sanchez. 2 down here in the second.
2. Timing play. I'm staying home.
And this pitch just squeaks over the barrel of Coroto. Nice spot. Just unable to come away with with connection.
Emma Fukushima at the plate now. What a frustrating inning it would be. A couple of walks and a single, and unable to get a runner to third thus far, let alone to the plate.
Well, how many times, Matt, do we talk about leading off an inning with a walk? How many times, what the percentages are of that base runner coming around? They were able to wipe it off the board, but then another walk put a runner on, and now Canada threatening with a runner in scoring position.
Showing bunt, putting it down. What do you make?
I'm not understanding that move as a coach. So yes, you want to put the ball in play, but you've got 2 outs. So with the opportunity to make an out at any base, my guess is she's going to try to put that bunt down first base, because defensively the first baseman is playing at the bag. So they see an opportunity to expose the defensive positioning of Puerto Rico.
Corner's crashing there when she shows bunt. Not this time. In there for a strike, 0-2. Fukushima, 286 in regionals, went 2 for 7. This is a big spot, 0-2. Runs are going to be at a premium today. In the dirt. Throwing back to second. I just love that aggression there from Nieves. It's a lot of running for the catcher to do, but you know what? You've got an arm and you believe in it, fire it in there.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's prepared for these temperatures. Puerto Rico's not cool, so she's played in this kind of condition with the humidity and the heat.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But Canada looking for any way to get the ball exposed to give them an opportunity to advance.
1-2 to Fukushima.
Oh.
And then do it again. Yeah, you see that big lead from Campbell, going about halfway and then sprints back as soon as Nieves comes out of the stands.
Well, throw and catch can be one of the skills that a team can struggle with, especially in pressure-filled situations. But I would not test the arm of Nieves back behind the dish. She's already shown that she can throw with a ton of velocity and accuracy.
Thank you.
So instead of bringing foul balls back into play, balls that are too far away from home plate are being taken to the camera wells, and the umpire is putting a new ball in play repeatedly, which is a unique way to have the game move a little bit quicker.
Play.
Ball. Inside, 3-2. Three and two outs. Runners will be moving when the ball comes out of the hand of Sanchez. Brianna Sanchez, back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. 2 walks, a hit, no damage for Canada.
Tell you what, Brianna Sanchez able to light up the last 2 batters, got herself out of the inning without letting those walks hurt her.
Magic, Jenny Dalton Hill, how about this graphic? Look at this. Little League World Series 2001 softball version. Puerto Rico getting it done in walk-off fashion in the 6th inning. And you know who was the coach of that team? Carlos Leon Sugrañez. Sprinting to celebrate. What a moment.
I mean, he has been a part of this program for so many years and now able to be at the leadership of the 19U national team for Puerto Rico. So much softball knowledge sitting in that dugout. These ladies are definitely spoiled to have that kind of tenure or that kind of seniority in their dugout with so much experience.
Won that 2001 World Series as coach of the national team, and it's tough to do both. He says the times conflict, the dates overlap, but this year they finished early, and he's able to be a manager in the Latin American games. And also come to Greenville.
Well, they won a gold medal in El Salvador, then they went to Barcelona and lost 3 times to China, but then beat China to qualify for the World Games, and they'll go to Italy next summer. But those competitions ended with enough time for him to be able to sit in the dugout and to partake and be part of this run to the Little League World Series for Puerto Rico.
Angelis Martinez. 11-hole hitter. Puerto Rico will bat 13 today. Swinging at the high gas, and strikeout number 4 for Abigail Heidbrink.
That's that rise ball that we thought would be a non-factor in this game, but Puerto Rico has shown that they like that pitch up in their eyes. So what does Abigail Heidbrink do? She throws it over and over again, and we're seeing a ton of swing and misses from Puerto Rico at that pitch way up in the zone.
What adjustments do you have to make as a hitter when you see that pitch?
It's recognizing it out of the hand, because a pitch that goes that high, that's not spinning hard and jumping late, is coming out of the hand later. So it's a recognition that needs to happen out of the circle.
15 swing and miss off the right hand of Heidbrink here.
Well, and what a turnaround from last year to this year. Last year, Puerto Rico was outscored 10-0 in the 2 games that they played, putting up 2 runs in the first inning and another run in the second. So far, making a big turnaround from last year to this year.
Naya Rivera at the plate facing Abigail Heidbrink.
1-2.
Rivera, the 13-year-old from Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico.
Well, we talked about how this team likes Oklahoma softball. Her favorite player, Jocelyn Allo, also likes Jada Coleman. Both of those 2 players, I like them both as well. I'll jump on that board.
1-2.
But Nia Rivera loves watching and emulating those 2 players.
Another swing and another miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Heidbrink.
Well, and I don't think we would have heard Heather Danilak say that the rise ball was going to be a factor in this game. But so far, that ball up in the zone has proven to be the nemesis of this Puerto Rican team that cannot lay off of it.
Joadis Vega, 11-year-old. You don't say this much. The 13-hole hitter here for Puerto Rico. One of the smallest girls on the team. Can pitch as well.
We saw her warming before the game. She was thrown with one of the coaches in the bullpen. I don't know that we'll see her in this game, but I like the fact that they were getting her loose to be able to use her if needed.
Vega swings and misses 1 and 2.
On deck. 1-2.
Abigail Heidbrink. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the third. Just misses Canada's lineup in the outfield. In the infield was halfway to the dugout.
Yeah, that looked like a really nice pitch. I think I would have rung her up too, but she has a much better eye than me.
No call needed on that one, as Abigail Heidbrink strikes out the side here in the third.
Rise ball in pure fashion, getting the swing and the miss for all 3 outs here in the third.
What's up, Team Canada Softball? Danielle Laurie here, just finishing up PGF in California with my daughter. I want to wish you guys the best of luck in the Little League World Series, kicking it off next week. Play your hearts out. You're going to make your country proud no matter what, but always rooting for you.
Let's go!
Danielle Laurie styling and profiling on the way out of the park. Love her, and a great just message that these former greats in college and in Little League are sending to these Little Leaguers here.
Well, and this is where so many amazing adults' journeys began, was playing Little League softball within the ranks with their hometowns.
Sky to center, a little miscommunication, but it'll be recorded as an out as Rodriguez grabs it for out number 1.
That priority on that play goes to the center fielder, so they're going to need to tighten up that communication between those two to make sure that those miscues don't end with a drop ball. That priority goes to the outfielder. Luckily, everybody's okay.
A shot of the center fielder, you got to be thinking, look, I made 2 really good catches. Just when it hits the grass, you leave the grass.
Stay where you are.
That's right.
I've got this area covered.
Paige Hipkin for Canada. Pager, they call her, from Our Lady of Perpetual Health School, 13 years old. Was 1 for 6 in the regional and 167. Coaches call her the most improved player so far this year.
It's her first year playing Little League, but she's become quite the competitor that has impressed this coaching staff for Canada.
Thank you.
Well, Matt, when you think about the path that these players have to have all year round, the winter practices have to happen inside because of the weather. Coach said they were inside until May because of the snow on the ground and the temperatures.
Again, back to the pitcher, Sanchez, 2 away. Sanchez worked in and out of some trouble in the second, got some help from her catcher with the caught stealing from Nieves, who was able to throw down and get the leadoff batter in the second. That was after retiring him 1-2-3 in the first, trying to follow that up here and do it again here in the third. Brian Basadowski-Day at the plate for Canada. Trying to get it through the hole, and it gets under the glove of Rodriguez, and it gets by the right fielder. Nearly goes to the wall. Rounding second, heading to third is Basadowski-Day, and she's got a stand-up. We'll call it a triple for now. We'll see if they scored an error in right field. But a chance now for Canada to get a run on the board.
Well, if you think about it, no leather touched that ball on its path out into the grass. It got under the glove of Rodriguez at second and then past Montez out there in right. She hesitated around second, but plenty of time to get all the way to third base and just 60 feet away now for Canada's first run.
That should be a triple. And now the 12-hole hitter, Reese Verts. In a very important situation here. The triple for Bazandowski-Day. Let's see if Verts can put it in play and bring her home. Late swing, 1-1. Verts was 0 for 3 in regional play. Say a really good swing, very competitive player. Also a competitive downhill skier in the winter, which I think lasts all 12 months. That was inside.
And you can tell she's not very tall. Her nickname is Smalls, but right now looking to be the great Bambino to be able to get one across for Canada.
2-1. 2-1.
Leadoff batter, Ali Danilak, 1-hole hitter on deck. That one is high, 3-1.
3-1.
An hour into this game, just in the bottom of the third inning. In there, first strike, 3-2.
Verts, another one of those first-year All-Stars for Canada, now in a really big situation, trying to push Canada's first run across and break that goose egg that's been up on the board.
Fifth full count. Just up, and Verts takes the base. Puerto Rico and all the players shrugging their shoulders, saying, how are we not in the dugout right now?
Yeah, Matt, that's a really good pitch. And the umpire said it was up. And in that situation, as she ducks down, it does look up. But as she stands up, that one came belt high. So in the circle, I know Brianna Sanchez is thinking that's a strike. But the gamesmanship of Reese Verts takes advantage of Smalls.
Un saludo a toda esa fanaticada que nos está viendo jugar, nos estamos disfrutando el momento. Viene. Ok, ahora, fuerte por el medio. Si batean, damos agua en primera. Ok, si se va en robo de base, Cani, ve a la base, coge la bola, coge por encima de ella las millas y tócala antes de que ella llegue a home.
¿Espera qué?
Vas a coger la bola, ella va a correr y le vas a dar out. Si ella vira, sal cogiendo detrás de ella sin tirar la bola hasta que la toque. Duro antes de que aquella anote. ¿Estamos claros?
No me la tire, ¿verdad?
No la tires, cógela duro. ¿Ok? Vamos, let's go. Vamos.
So in my elementary type of couple of years of Spanish that I've taken, there were instructions there about what they want to do when they steal this base. Now, whether or not that is actually throwdown, I don't think that's the case. But trying to steal it out here, and perhaps with some deception, because the runner you would think is going to be going here with 2 outs. The runner from first, there's Verts. Showing bunt is Danilak. She does throw down, and they do get her out. Coach called it, and you could hear the players saying, wait, what? You want us to throw? Absolutely I do. Why not? He's been around the block. He knows a good catcher when he has one.
And the arm behind the plate is able to get out of the inning. Look at this throw down to second. No doubter. And Puerto Rico gets out of the inning.
Puerto Rico with a 3-0 lead. They scored 2 of the runs in the first inning. How about 3 straight hits to start this game, scoring a couple runs?
And then it was Dalianis Nieves with a big 2 RBI hit back up the middle to put Puerto Rico on the board. They had the 2-0 lead coming out of the first inning. In the second, they tacked on another one with a really hard hit back up the middle by Brianna Sanchez. After plated Jerianis Montes, and Puerto Rico sits with a 3-0 lead.
Matt Schick alongside Jenny. Hey, come on. Here we go. Here on ESPN Plus. Here we are at the Little League Softball World Series. And again, runs at a premium. We talk about turning the lineup over. Actually, if you look at it through 3 innings, both teams have been able to get through the same number of hitters getting through the lineup. It's just that Canada hasn't been able to capitalize.
Yeah, we expected Puerto Rico, with the way that they started, to be able to get through the lineup maybe a couple more times. But Canada coming out this one and tying it back up. So both teams will have the top of the lineup to go to start this inning.
What a play in that previous inning, I should say. Getting that runner out at second base on that caught stealing. You're seeing some swag from Didi Nieves and this Puerto Rico team. 3 runs on 4 hits. And Coach Seguranes saying, we are not a power hitting team. We're not swinging for the fences. We just put the ball in play and put pressure on you. And then defensively, he said that is one of our strengths. And it's hard to say it's not the strength of this team. They're showing why today.
Yeah, their offensive strategy is, he says, they like small ball. They like to expose defenses. But so far, they've been swinging away pretty well, able to put some balls into the outfield, and that's where they were able to capitalize and put runs on the board.
Canada's going to make some changes here, as head coach has made the call. Heather Danilek is trying to close that thing up. They don't make phone booths like they used to.
Kids these days would say, what's a phone booth?
Right.
And why would I leave my phone in it?
And why do you have to have what is this thing you're picking up off the receiver? What is that?
I just use the one in my pocket.
That's right. Sometimes I make calls with my phone.
But not very often.
Kids these days. Kanishka Rodriguez at the plate. That is how long are we going to keep doing that? Telephone in the box. Oh.
I don't know that any of us could have predicted that we wouldn't need a telephone in a box.
Oh, right now, Canada. Oh. New pitcher in. It is Riopel, who you saw warming up there earlier. And she replaces Heidbrink for now. Heidbrink coming off striking out the side in the 3rd inning, but giving her a little bit of a respite.
Well, that's a tough start for Riopel. Unable to find the zone and fill it with strikes. Expect her to settle down quickly and then allow her defense to get her out of this situation.
Danilek's now at second base, and Pasadowski Day is in right field for this inning. As Riopel in the circle right now for Canada. See if Rodriguez is running here. Looked like she may have been.
Well, the thing I like about Puerto Rico off the bases is they're just being aggressive. She makes it look like she's trying to go every time, but not necessarily trying to steal, just taking very aggressive leads off of the bag to put herself in a good position to take second base.
Off speed, and that goes to the backstop or gets by the catcher. And heading into second base easily is Kanishka Rodriguez.
And when we talked to Coach Seguranes for Puerto Rico, he talked about how he had 7 different steal signs. I asked if there were opportunities for any of the girls to go on their own, and he said, no, not really. We expect them to follow our signs, but there with the ball in the dirt, a good read advances the runner.
Oh. 2-2. 2-2.
Jerianis Rodriguez at the plate. Off speed is high, 3-2. Puerto Rico already with a 3-0 lead.
3-2.
The first 2 batters have reached here in the 4th with back-to-back walks, and now the 3-hole hitter, the catcher, Dilianis Nieves. who drove in a pair in the first, is now at the plate to blow open this game. Didi Nieves. She pounds this one to left. It's going to be foul, but the key was going to be if Reese was going to be able to make that play. Reese Burns unable to do that, but you see some power here.
Well, and what you see with hitters that show bunt first and then go to their big swing is they're just trying to make sure that their motion is short and to the ball. And look at that reaction. She knew she got a lot of it and was able to drive it far, but she'll be back in the box as that ball drifted foul. Canada taking a sigh of relief knowing that that one didn't do damage, but she's got a bunch of strikes to work with still.
Puerto Rico 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Puts down the bunt, and that nearly died in fair territory. Now 0-2. Interesting move there. So you go from the bunt, pull back, swing away to your 3-hole hitter trying to lay down a bunt. That certainly would have caught everybody off guard.
And it did. However, it rolled foul, and so she's back in the box. Bunt will be off the table now for Nieves as she steps in looking to swing away. So don't be fooled by this fake bunt.
Puts that one down. Just about as good as a bunt. Even better. Throw to third, not in time as the pitcher, Riopel.
Time is out.
Felt like that was her only play. Or tried to get the lead runner down 3-0. And instead, the bases will be loaded.
Well, and while you always want to look to get the lead runner, we were seeing great leads, aggressive leads by Rodriguez that prevented that advancement over there, third, or the out at third. Their best out would have been at first.
Or, well, she was coming in. She was coming in, right? So then you're there. Yeah. Okay, that's all good. It's close play. Okay, everyone's going to take a little deep breath. Where are we going to go here? You get the ball, go home. Okay, so let's play in on defense, and let's just go get it up here. 4. Next play could be third. 4 and 3. Or it could be 4 and 1. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's go, Canada. Canada on 2. 1, 2.
Canada. You ready?
And again, talking to her, she seemed to be a very level-headed coach, and again, just trying to get this team to breathe and relax. But she was referencing that last play where shortstop was a little late over to third. And now you see them playing in with that force out at home, and down 3-0. Now getting that lead runner becomes even more important.
Well, and Coach Danilek is exactly right. The opportunity to turn a double play here is available because you've got bases loaded. A quick hit, go home, turn first, and you can get yourself in a pretty good position.
To second. Goes through the legs of the second baseman, Danilek. Into the outfield. Rounding third is 1 run. 2 runs come home, and it's 5-0 Puerto Rico. Now with the infield in, a hard hit shot can be too hard to handle, and that was certainly the case as Yadielys Figueroa drives in a pair.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball to the right side of the field, and with defense playing in, it can be hard to make that adjustment. Gets right past Danilek through the wickets and then past Basandowski. Day in the outfield. Common has to come away with it in center to get the ball in. Puerto Rico plates 2 more, putting a ton of pressure on this Canadian team by getting base runners on.
Well, and one of the things here too, and this is a tough deal because Canada.
I need to make a change. If you don't mind, we're going to make a little bit of a change. And can we get some pizza to the dugout? It's been a long day and we missed lunch. That would be great. Well, I'm not really worried about. Oh, okay, thanks, Max.
Okay, that phone call was obviously delayed because she had already hung up.
Well, our audio sometimes can be a little delayed, yeah.
Making the defensive adjustment and ordering food. 5-0 Puerto Rico on Canada. And that will go down as an error on the second baseman, Danilek. So the daughter of the head coach, after that error, they make the defensive change, and now that one gets by the catcher and sliding in as the ball hits the chest of Nieves for run number 6.
Time.
Things going from bad to worse for Team Canada.
Well, just a ball that skips up over the glove of Zeta Campbell. You hope that your catcher will block that up rather than trying to pick, but goes for the pick, gets to the backstop, and another run able to come in.
Oh. 2-0.
Carla Rodriguez. That one misses. It goes off the catcher's glove. Another run comes home. 7-0. Figueroa scampers in from third. And Puerto Rico has blown this game open here in the fourth.
Whoa, time.
A wild pitch followed by a pass ball.
Okay.
4 have come home in the fourth inning. Canada's got a long road back in this one.
Ball four.
Yeah, they've put themselves in a precarious situation by putting runners on via the walk, and Aaliyah Riopel is new to the game this inning in the circle and has struggled to find the plate effectively.
Well, it's interesting because back in the third, and again, it was 11-12-13, but Abigail Heidbrink struck out the side. New pitcher here in the fourth. Walk, fielder's choice with a play that probably should have been made to first. And now pass balls, wild pitches, and Puerto Rico is just running around the bases.
And it was Canada that was the team that we saw running around the bases leading into this tournament, knowing that they were very fast on the bases, exploited defenses, but now it's coming back to bite them in this one as the ball continues to get past Campbell at the plate.
Daniele Santana at the plate, swings it a high one, 1-1. Four runs on no hits.
1 ball, 1 strike.
This inning.
Play.
3 walks, 2 wild pitches, and a pass ball. Santana, that one's hard hit to left, going over. Oh, just foul. That ball nearly found the chalk. As Reese Verts was nearing that softball.
Right, Matt, off the end of the bat. Can't keep it fair. That one would have probably brought another run home for Puerto Rico.
And still nobody out here in the fourth. To the backstop.
Well, and that's the difference between picking a ball and blocking a ball. Back behind the plate, your job is to use that chest protector and put your body behind the bounce. And right now we see Campbell continue to try to pick that ball like an infielder rather than block it.
That one is high. Another walk. Fourth walk of the inning.
Time is out. You can do a pitch change, just.
Now Team Canada going to make a change. And I would imagine they'll bring back in Heidbrink here in the circle, but we'll see.
Hi, I'd like to make a change. That pizza should probably be sausage, not pepperoni. I think that's going to be better luck for our pitcher. Yeah. Can you get it here quick? That'd be great. Okay, thanks. Oh, 10 minutes? Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Okay, we'll make it work. Thank you so much.
making a change. Puerto Rico with a 7-0 lead on Canada here in the fourth. The excitement of the World Series can be downloaded in the new Little League World Series app. Fans can view schedules, watch highlights, and plan their experience using the official Little League World Series app. Download today for Apple and Android devices. Magic, Jenny Dalton-Hill. And Canada is going back to their starter, Abigail Heidbrink, when she left this game. It was 3-0 Puerto Rico. She comes back in, and it's 7-0. And Puerto Rico looking for more. Fouled away as run from first. Santana is going to be stealing here on this next pitch. Tough for a pitcher. You start, you exit. And when you exit it, that one hits Villafañe. And now the bases will be loaded. You leave the game, no out is recorded, but you're down 4 more runs. Then you come back in after about a 12-minute break.
Well, and the hard part is she wasn't throwing in between innings in the bullpen. She had taken third base and was playing defense over there. So she is entering the game probably a little bit stiff and cold, knowing that, I mean, the weather outside is warm, so it's kept her loose, but she's not been throwing. That rise ball was definitely the pitch that Puerto Rico couldn't handle. I'd like to see her go back to that pitch up in the zone. That'll also help her catcher, Zeta Campbell, with the ball staying out of the dirt. But that pitch just gets away from her. Rides in on Iris Villafañe.
Four runs, 4 walks. Nobody out here in the fourth.
Good to go? Thank you.
Giannaris Montez at the plate, who was hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning.
And you go back to, why do you think Coach Danilak removed Heidbrink out of the circle? And, you know, with a 3-run deficit, maybe she was thinking, well, let's look ahead. Let's maybe save Heidbrink for tomorrow's game or Tuesday's game if we end up losing. And now second guessing it, puts her back in to try to save this game.
Oh, 2 now. Montez almost looks like she's preparing to slap this ball. Just put it in play and get a run home.
0-2.
That one is high. Nearly hit her 1 and 2.
And typically when you see a player slap, they keep their shoulders facing towards the other batter's box. But as Montez steps in to slap, she puts her shoulders towards the pitcher and opens herself up.
In there for called strike 3. First out of the inning recorded after 4 runs have come home.
Well, good response by Heidbrink to step back in and settle in quickly. She did let the pitch get away from her in the last at bat, put a runner on, but there, settling in, filling the zone with strikes, making Montez do her job, and sets her down for the first out.
Now the 9-hole hitter, Brianna Sanchez. Sanchez singled back in the second inning. Puerto Rico and fans laughing at Carla Rodriguez diving headfirst back into third and kind of stumbled. 2-0 to Sanchez. 2-1. That one gets by the catcher Campbell. Coming in and scoring is Carla Rodriguez. As Becker backs up that throw, and it's 8-0. 5 have come in.
Well, and your job as a defender now is to reset and figure out where are my outs. In the infield, you have to remember that there is nobody on first base. So advancing from third is not an automatic. Your only automatic out is at first base. So right now, defensively, these players need to be thinking about where they need to go. But they are all standing still pretty close to the plate as if they're going home with this ball.
A couple of pass balls, a few wild pitches this inning. That one is high. And that is ball 4 for Sanchez. And now the bases are loaded again for the 10-hole hitter, Rosado. Again, 8-0 Puerto Rico. And if a couple of more are able to come home, then Canada would have to score at least 1 run in the bottom of this frame. 10 runs after 4, 15 runs after 3 innings. And with 1 out, a base hit here could plate 2 and put Canada in run rule territory. Yadielys Rosado at the plate, bases loaded, infield in.
Now remember, the catcher is calling the pitches for this, so Team Canada trusts Zeta Campbell back behind the dish, and so that communication between Heidbrink and Campbell, very valuable, knowing that these two, the battery, are the ones calling the pitches.
That one gets by the catcher Campbell, and another run is going to score. Santana crosses the plate, 9-0 Puerto Rico.
Time.
What an unfortunate game, and specifically an inning for Canada.
And this is a really competitive game going into this inning. A 3-0 lead by Puerto Rico. Just a pitching change and some miscues by Canada have opened this one up.
2-0. 6 runs on no hits. Inside, 3-0.
In this inning, Puerto Rico has only put the ball in play twice. The out that's recorded is a strikeout, but both of the hits put in play, one was a fielder's choice that did not get the out, and then one was an error at second base to allow a couple runs to come around.
Silo back to the pitcher. What does she do? And she just holds it.
Well, that's the mental part of the game that has to happen between each batter and between each pitch, knowing that there was no force play. That kind of got into the head of Heidbrink, and she wasn't prepared to not throw home, and then third was not available. She needed to go look the runner back and go 1. But sometimes at these younger levels, the mental piece is the last piece to develop. She is so good in the circle. That rise ball has been so effective. She needs to settle back in and go right back to it.
That'll be ruled as a fielder's choice. But yeah, just get it out. It's certainly, you don't want to go down 10-0, but at 9-0, 10-0, run rule, no run rule, you just want to get out of the inning. You've been on this field now for got to be at least 20, 25 minutes here in this half inning. Martinez, hitter. And here comes that 10th run. 23 minutes long this half inning. And Martinez is hurt. It is the second hit batter of the inning. Action in the bullpen here for Canada, trailing 10-0 here in the top of the 4th. 7 runs have come home on no hits. 5 walks, couple hit batters, 3 pass balls, a wild pitch. Now Nia Rivera, the 12-hole hitter, is at the plate. Canada in run rule territory. They'll have to score at least one run to keep this game going in the bottom, but might need to be many more than that, depending on how the rest of this inning goes.
Now, Heidbrink has been put in a pretty tough situation, and she's come in and tried to find the zone, but there have been some miscues that continue to plague Canada. But Canada, with bases loaded, has their defense pulled in. So the play will be coming home, and they're going to hope to turn 2, whether it's home to 3 or home to 1.
One, two.
12th batter of the inning. The 1-2 to Rivera. Both outs recorded by a strikeout. 2 away in the 4th.
And both of those strikeouts coming by Heidbrink after re-entering the game back in the circle after a lot of the damage had already been done.
Now Johnny.
Time is out. Time is out.
Vega at the plate. Struck out her first time up. That was back in the 3rd. And my guess is they're going to just replace Brianna Sanchez for a courtesy runner here in this half inning. She is the pitcher. There are 2 outs, and she's standing there at 3rd. So as soon as he makes this call, it will make that change. Heidbrink, 76 pitches, 23 swing and miss. I mean, she's been pretty effective when she's been in there, but certainly that gap of being out.
Well, and not just the gap of being out, but what she had to step back into when she did toe the rubber again was the fact that she had runners on the bases and defense on their heels because of the damage that had been done at the top half of the inning.
Play.
Johnny's Vega.
Stay in the box for me, batter. Stay in the box for me.
Plays Parcheesi, sings in the church choir, wants to be a doctor. Here she wants to get a base hit. That was way high, hits the backstop, but coming back to tag the runner. Zeta Campbell makes the 3rd out of the inning on the fortunate ball that hit the backstop and carry him back to her glove. But Canada has the score, at least 1 coming up. The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Latin America Regional Champs Puerto Rico with a 10-0 lead. They could have been up scoring 1 run and they'd be just fine, because this defense has just been outstanding today.
It's been in center field that we've been so impressed. The ability to track down the ball, use footwork, and look at that cannon of an arm back behind the plate. Nieves has been so good, blocking things up, coming away with hard throws down to second base. An impressive outing so far by Puerto Rico defensively after putting up 10 runs on the board.
Again, run rule territory here. Canada has to score at least 1 run to keep this one going. Martinez is now in left field. Figueroa in center field for Puerto Rico. And getting some action, Janaris Montez in right field. And now for Canada, Allie Danilick trying to end the day on a high note here if she can. A couple of errors in the field. Well, 1 error and then 1 play that she just couldn't make there in right field. She was replaced defensively by her mom, and now just trying to start this inning and get on base. To 3rd. Rodriguez, 1 away.
So impressed with the arm strength of the plays up the middle, the arm back behind the plate. Puerto Rico's defense is impressive all the way around. That play over there at short by Rodriguez, she made it look easy, taking a knee, and then that rocket across the diamond to get the out.
Second time today, Danilic has grounded out to the shortstop. And this is just the second time through for this Canada lineup. But unless they score, it will be their final at bat. And again for Puerto Rico in that top of the fourth inning, everybody in the lineup came to the plate for their second time through in that fourth inning.
Okay.
Well, Matt, before the fourth inning began, you and I were talking about how both of these teams had just gone through their lineup one time. Both of them had just hit their last hitter. So at the top of the fourth inning, we were expecting, Puerto Rico to maybe get a couple, 3, 4, 5 batters up. But no, they went almost all the way through their entire lineup.
Bergen trying to get it past the second baseman, Rodriguez. Oh, and it goes off the glove of Villafañe to the catcher. Nieves throws the second, nearly airmails it to center field. And Bergen now becomes a very important run at second base. Great stop from Rodriguez.
Well, and after praising the defense here, a little bit of a misstep. Look at that, taking the knee, going towards it. But then at first base, Villafañe unable to come away with the stretch and the catch. Thought Nieves was going to throw some more fireworks in on it. Throw gets a little bit high. Rodriguez comes down the tag late. So Canada threatening to be able to push a run across and extend this game.
Give the error to the second baseman, Rodriguez, on the throw. Nieves was ready to throw out Bergen at second base. Throw was a little bit high.
Well, and kudos to Canada. They're not backing down. They know that they've got to push a run across or this game is over, and they've come out swinging at the top of the lineup.
Becker could extend this game with a base hit. She flew out to center field her last time up. That one in the dirt. Good stop by Nieves. See what a difference a backstop can make. They are strong up the middle. Catcher, second base, center field, shortstop. All been making plays today. 2-0 to Becker. Canada, no stranger to adversity. That final game of their Canadian Championship had injuries, had a few players stepping up, playing positions they hadn't played prior, mixing up the rotations, and came through. Now they're here, and that one goes down the line to the left fielder. Martinez gets this one in. And now the important first run of the game for Canada is 60 feet away.
Well, just the second hit of the day for Canada finds its way down the line. A hot shot as Rodriguez played way off the line. Had she been able to play a little closer to the bag, she might have come away with that pitch or that hit. Couldn't get it. Gets it to the outfield, and Canada now with runners on the corners.
Here's a decision that you wonder what Puerto Rico's going to do here. The runner's going to go. I would imagine now with just one out and wanting to get this run rule win, that you'll use more deception than an actual throw down to second base.
I don't know, though. Last time, Puerto Rico went for the throw and the out and tagged the runner as second to end the inning. Right now with one out, do they go back to it?
Maybe a short throw? Try and get the runner coming home? We'll see. Leah Riopel at the plate, showing bunt. Runner goes. Pump fake, deception. Again, if it's 13-0, you probably get that out. At 10-0, you want to get that run rule and be done after this half inning.
Yeah, but now the defense has to step up, keep the ball on the dirt, look the runner back, go one. The defense is pulled in. They're expecting this play to be made on the dirt.
Riopel choking up. And that LXT Louisville slugger, and it's 1-1 here. 2 in scoring position for Canada. Again, run rule situation. They have to score at least one run to extend this game to a 5th inning. In the dirt, good stop by Nieves.
That catcher being able to block up the ball gives so much confidence to a pitcher in the circle that is missing low in the zone, in the dirt a lot. Nieves, such a wall back there behind the plate.
The 2-1 to Riopel. Pops this one up. Coming over to try and make that play. Couldn't get it. It was Villafana. 2-2.
Well, not only did Villafana go after it, but Sanchez almost got there herself. So crashing hard on that one. Couldn't get it. New life for Riopel in the box.
2-2. Sanchez could use a strikeout here for the second out of the inning. 2-2 to Riopel. Off speed, misses. 3-2.
On Riopel, you know that she wants to back up what she did in the circle. She struggled in the circle, so now with an opportunity with the bat in her hand, she wants to push this runner toss and extend this game. Get a little redemption.
Sixth full count for Sanchez. 3-2. That one, ground ball. We're coming home. The throw. Big run is scored there for Canada. And it's 10-1, and we'll say play at least another inning. And we might have an injury here for the shortstop, Rodriguez, who is coming over to third to cover on that play at third. It might have gotten stepped on or run into by the runner.
Yeah, you're looking at really aggressive base runners right now. Canada playing for its life, and with the runner coming from first base or from second base into third, it looks as though there was a collision over there at third base. So the out is made at home, but the injury happens over at third. Looks like she gets stepped on. There was no slide, there was no play, but she stepped right on the foot of the shortstop, Kanishka Rodriguez. So you're just looking at the foot over there on third. She gets stepped on.
And again, with no play, it's kind of an in-between situation for Rodriguez. You want to be manning that base. But at the same time, there is no play there, and so the runner gets the lane. The runner can round that base. Just an unfortunate timing.
And I didn't think that there was an injury that was going to warrant her coming off the field, but sometimes those just take a little bit of time for your body to acclimate to and come back in and be ready to go full force. Coach is going to talk to his players, though, now, as a run did come across in that play to extend the game.
Jugamos por el frente porque si hacían una no se acababa el juego. Ahora hay que jugar otra entrada más. Pero eso es bueno porque nosotros vinimos a jugar. Ahora no nos importa que esta anote, porque ya no se acaba el juego. Pues ahora si se va para segunda, le damos out en segunda. Y después que demos out en segunda, entonces tiramos pajón. Si ella corre, oíste, Billy. Si corre, ¿estamos claros en eso? Sí, y ahora vamos a jugar otra entradita más, nosotros vinimos a jugar. Vamos, Brianna, sigue ahí. Vamos.
Coach Grandes talking about just that runner at third not as important now. We don't need to worry about getting her out at home, so we'll see if that determines or has an impact on what they do here with the runner heading to second base. But meaning, let's get the force out, get the out at one. Let's keep on playing because we're playing at least one more.
Yeah, so with 9 runs separating the two teams, they will play the next inning. And Coach said, just let that run go. Let's turn a double play up the middle. Let's get the out. Let's get out of the inning. But this run now on third base doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're going to send Riopel here. Nieves does throw. She doesn't run. A run does score. And getting into second base is Riopel. So 2 have come home, and it's 10-2, Puerto Rico.
And it worked last time, so they went back to it, but the throw got away from everybody. It wasn't the strike that they expected out of Nieves. So another run across for Canada. I like this response by Canada, being able to step back in and not hang their heads. but come back, be aggressive, and extend this game.
Oh. 21. You good, Didi? One.
Abigail Heidbrink.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Check out Zeta Campbell at the plate for Team Canada. With Riopel at second.
Oh! Counts 1 ball, 2 strike. 1-2.
I'd admire the resiliency of Canada. Could have just laid down in this inning. Instead, they've played it a pair.
1 ball, 2 strike.
We'll get to at least the 5th inning, and hey, string 2 or 3 more hits together, and this game becomes even more interesting. Off speed, right back to Sanchez. No, there goes it at first to Villafañe. Heading home for the 3rd run of the game is Riopel, and it's 10-3. Puerto Rico's defense letting them down now the last couple of plays.
Time is out.
Yeah, that looked to be a bang-bang play that was going to record an out, knowing how defensively solid this team has been. But she sends it over the head of Villafañe at first base. I totally expected this to be just an easy play to first. But luckily, Montez out there in right was able to back up the play at first, but not before another run comes across for Canada.
Now the miscues that befell Canada in the last half inning are now on the side of the Latin America regional champs, including pass balls, wild pitches. As Campbell gets to second base. How much do you think a 31-minute half inning in the last half inning impacts a defense coming back out of the field?
I don't know that it impacts a defense as much as it impacts a pitcher. And while the defense has been so strong here today, they have fallen behind this inning.
Heidbrink sends it right back up the box, and it wisely holding at third is Campbell. Couple of hits, couple of errors. 4th run of the game, 60 feet away. Coach Danilek's team not giving up for sure.
Well, just the 4th hit of the game coming off the bat now of Heidbrink. She's 2 for 2 on the day, the hottest hitter in the lineup for Canada. Such a good swing, balanced in her legs, drives it right back up the middle and keeps the inning alive.
Now Heidbrink likely running from first here.
Play.
Cleo Corrado showing bunt, pulling back. Nieves looking, gonna throw, another high throw, and it got her. Delayed steal there from Heidbrink becomes the 2nd out of the inning, and Nieves said, you know what, we'll take that 2nd out, and not only that, on the throw, Campbell does not score.
Well, and what I wish these Canadian players would do is recognize, keep their head facing the catcher, knowing that they're going to have an opportunity to retreat back to first base. It's not the pitcher with the ball in the circle.
Coming back to the pitcher, Sanchez going to be very careful with this throw. And it's the 3rd out. But not before 3 runs come home for Canada. We live to see another inning. 10-3. Latin American regional champs, Puerto Rico. Matt Schick, Jenny Dalton Hill. We all grow up with dreams of playing in this situation. Jocelyn Allo played in Little League, and then she took off like a rocket ship at the University of Oklahoma. Home run champ, all-time NCAA home run leader.
From Little League to Player of the Year, it seems like the perfect bookends, right, for a career, to be able to play in Hawaii at home in front of her friends and family, and then go to the University of Oklahoma and launch a ton of home runs en route to being the home run queen of the nation.
Play in front of your family, play in front of the nation. She has done it all. These little kids playing in front of a worldwide audience as well here on ESPN+. And now the 13-hole hitter, Jardis Vega, at the plate. Shows bunt, pulls it back here in the 5th inning. Canada scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to extend this game to a 5th. The game that is nearly 2 hours old.
When you asked how hard would it be to sit defensively for 30 minutes, Matt, on the other side for Puerto Rico. But you look at it, and that's exactly what Heidbrink had to do in the circle. She was playing third base, she was not pitching, so she actually was down for probably close to 30 minutes as well, not throwing. And I did not see her throwing in the bullpen between innings. And now some movement in the bullpen for Puerto Rico.
2-2.
High break called strike 3 on Puerto Rico. 1-away.
That's one of those pitches you just need to get the bat off your shoulder. But over in the bullpen for Puerto Rico, Rodriguez is up and throwing, warming.
Leadoff batter, Kanishka Rodriguez at the plate for Puerto Rico. And the winner of this game will take on Oregon tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN+.
The loser of this game will play Tuesday at 1.
1 ball, 1 strike. Play.
Two-1 to Rodriguez.
Oh.
From Haiti Caballero Torres School, Rodriguez swing and a miss, 3-2.
Well, the fan support for both of these teams so strong. Puerto Rico traveling a ton of people up for the World Series, and at least one representative for every player on Canadians' national team as well. So huge outpouring of support for the fans on both of these teams, and another big strikeout for Heidbrink in the circle.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Heidbrink. Darius Rodriguez, the two-hole hitter, now up for Puerto Rico. That crooked number hanging on that scoreboard in that 4th inning. Puerto Rico. And you make that pitching change, and things just did not work out. Heidbrink resumes the circle. Seems to be picking up where she left off in the 3rd inning, not in the 4th.
Yeah, without that crazy beginning of the 4th inning, this game would be tied, but that 7 looms ominous as Canada now fighting back against an uphill battle.
Oh. 3-1. 3-1. Oh.
This is inside, and the walk to Rodriguez.
And that's just the 3rd walk that Heidbrink has given up today. Most of the walks in today's game were given up by Riopel, who is now over at 3rd base.
Play.
Ileanis Nieves, the catcher for Puerto Rico, no, at the plate. Play some volleyball as well. Got some good height to do that. She was here last year. Little League World Series, the 2-timer. The 0-1, swing and miss. Nice pitch there from Heidbrink.
And she is popping the glove. She is bringing it. You can tell that there's some angst back behind that throw in the circle. She's bringing it with a little bit more velocity than what we were expecting before. She throws typically in the mid-50s, but I see her probably touching 57, 58 right now.
Heidbrink is ready to pitch, waiting for Nieves.
Still 0-2. Play.
Nieves crushes this one to left center field, trying to go over and make the catch, unable to make it. It's Fujikama, and rounding 3rd and scoring is Rodriguez. Nieves, that is the hardest shot we have seen today. RBI double for the Puerto Rican catcher.
That was a smash by Nieves. That ball continued to travel like it had wings. That absolutely crushed out over the head of Fukushima in left field. Has to retreat to the fence and get the ball back in, but an advancement for Puerto Rico, able to plate another run here in the 5th.
(11-3) now for Canada, as Puerto Rico now with Nieves, the catcher, with 2 outs. She was at second base. She's going to get a courtesy runner for the last batted out. It'll be Kanishka Rodriguez who comes in. Nieves gets the high five from her 3rd base coach, Joan Vega Bermudez. That was a shot from Nieves.
Off the bat, I thought we were maybe going to see the ball leave the yard.
And then with the way the left fielder, Fukushima, was tracking, it's like, wait, is she going to catch that ball? And just went over her head. RBI double. Now Yadi Elise Figueroa, the 4-hole hitter. Try to drive in Rodriguez.
One for a team, Matt, where Coach Sugrani has talked about how he was going to use a lot of short game. We've seen Puerto Rico swinging the sticks pretty powerfully here today.
Puerto Rico, 11 runs today, more than they scored in the regionals in terms of runs per game. outscored the opposition by 7 runs a game in the regionals. They're up 8 right now.
Well, if you think about it, they've put up more runs today than were scored on them last year. They were outscored 10-0 in 2 games last year before they went home. Today, they found their vengeance, able to put 11 on the board in the first game.
Pops this one in the infield. Heidbrink calling for it and makes the 3rd out. But another run comes home with a 2-out RBI double. 11-3 Puerto Rico. Bat chick Jenny Dalton Hill. We've got the team from Italy and the New England regional champs from Connecticut as well are here warming up, hitting into those bow nets, getting set to go. A game that's supposed to start at 4 o'clock Eastern. We believe that will be just a touch later than that, as we are nearly at 3:15. Nearly 2 games in today. 2 more to go on ESPN Plus. Courtney Lyle, Amanda Scarborough going to be on the calls for those later on tonight, which that Italy-Connecticut game could start at 9 o'clock. We'll see. Hopefully for Courtney's sake it doesn't.
That's right. I mean, I think their bedtime is before that, honestly. But it's exciting to see Canada respond the way they did, though. Last year they struggled, as well as Puerto Rico. Both of these teams struggled to score runs here in the World Series, and today finding a little more grit, able to put things in play. But I like the response by Canada coming back with their backs against the wall and that 10-run deficit. New pitcher in the circle for Puerto Rico. Carla Rodriguez now doing the work in the circle. Excited to see this young star toe the rubber.
Fukushima excited to go to first.
She is. And Rodriguez is the ace in the circle for Puerto Rico. I actually thought that we were going to see her start the game. She's got a really good changeup. Good curve change, also a 2-seam fastball, a curveball. Coach says her rise ball isn't great, but it does have a different spin, so it gives the eye of the hitter a different look.
Grace coming. Showing bunt, pulling it back from Westboro Elementary. Coaches say she's a kid that is not afraid to ask questions. Says she asks the most random questions. Another coach said she's an inquisitive athlete. So there's some PC ways to say that.
Does that mean she didn't grow out of the Y phase?
Puts that one down as foul.
Well, we talked about a lot of different sports that these athletes play that are here at the World Series. And a unique one played by Grace Common. She plays ringette. It's similar to hockey. It's played on ice, but it's played with a ring and not a puck, and a straight stick instead of a curved end on the stick. So different game, played competitively.
Time, you gotta go. First base.
Hit by pitch. How much time did you spend on Google looking up ringette?
I mean, it didn't take long. It came up right away. But I looked it up last year because a lot of the players from last year's Canadian team had played ringette, and so that was already in my notes. And it rang true as I saw it on a bunch of the questionnaires.
Ringette rang true. I see what you did there. Back-to-back hit by pitches. And now Paige Hipkin at the plate here. 10th batter in the order puts that one down foul.
One of the things that Coach talked about when he said he really liked Rodriguez in the circle was the fact that pressure can't get to her. So he puts her in a situation with a big lead, knowing that while she can feel pressure, this is an opportunity for her to get her feet wet, let the butterflies calm down, let the pressure kind of sink in so that she would be able to perform perhaps in their next game at a very high level coming out of the gate.
0-2.
0-2 to Hipkin. Pretty good turnout here at Elm Street Park, Stolling Stadium, watching a pair of international teams go at it. That one's off the glove. Oh, and it goes to the shortstop. Tries to wheel and fire for 2. What a play. Kanishka Rodriguez, it went off of the second baseman's glove. Darielis Rodriguez. Right into Kanishka Rodriguez's glove. She steps on second and nearly turned 2.
That had the potential to be the play of the tournament. Look at the athleticism of Kanishka Rodriguez to come away with a deflected ball and almost a double play out of what looked to be a huge miscue that was going to give Canada the advantage. But defensively, this team so good up the middle.
Had she not just stuttered a little bit, hesitated to throw that ball, who knows what happens. Nieves gonna throw down and gets her out. They'll trade the out for the run. As Nieves, again, that's the second or third time we've seen her throw down on the delayed steal. But you know a good throw is going to get the out, and she doesn't hesitate.
No, her pop time from home to second is so good. She has an efficient transfer, but this one is a delay steal. She goes ahead and goes away with the throw as the Canadian runner tries to play around with her a little bit. I mean, that is a hose back behind the plate. She's got great command, great control, and the velocity so good.
2 ball, no strike.
Pazadowski Day. That play fouls that one away. You know, it's runners on the corners, less than 2 outs. You're going to send it. And they've been sending it all day. Now it's been more of a delayed steal. But knowing the arm that Nieves has and knowing you're down, understanding not wanting to take the force out away from second, but understanding it's probably an 85% chance you're going to get thrown out.
I'm going to say it's maybe 90. I mean, she's so good back there with that arm. I mean, her skills behind the plate have been excellent today. Blocking a ton of pitches in the dirt, coming away with great transfers, throws to second base. I'm very impressed with the play back behind the plate.
3-2 now to Ryan Pazadowski Day, the 11-hole hitter.
3-2.
Draws the 2-out walk here in the 5th. 12-hole hitter Reese Verts now at the plate. Says she wants to be either a marine biologist or an interior designer. Those couldn't be more opposite.
Or she could design underwater. Who knows?
Wonder Woman, she is a little superhero here. No doubt about it. Packs a punch. Coaches say she's got the best swing on the team. Not bad for a 12-hole hitter. In the dirt, Nieves tries to push out the runner. And that one gets to center field. Nieves gave a little forearm to Verts so she could make that throw. Pazadowski Day gets into second base.
Well, and it kicked off of her shin guard into the batter's box, and so it did take her into the way of Verts.
Check this out. Nieves is in the dirt.
Yeah,
all right, we got to move. Get out of here. Get out of here.
But you have to have command of that. She is one of the players that does not hide her emotions well.
Verts draws the walk. Back-to-back walks here for Canada in the 5th inning. You get that incredible out at second base where it goes off the glove, caroms to the shortstop, and then you have an out going from first to second. I mean, you know, ifs and buts. I get the whole saying there, but There were opportunities in this inning for Canada to really be on the verge of cashing in here.
But I like the fact that Canada has been able to work things out this game and not let it just go down.
Por 7 carreras, gracias a Dios. ¿Ustedes se imaginaban estar 11-4 en la quinta entrada ganando? A ley de 4 outs para ganar. No, porque esto es duro. Pues entonces ahora con pegar ese strike, ella va a dar con las porciones y la cogemos y damos en segunda. Pero necesitamos que Carla tire strike. Mira, Carla. Mira. ¿Dónde lo necesita? Aquí. Dale. Vamos aquí. No, ella quiere un hoyo aquí. Vamos a hacer un hoyo aquí. Dale, Carla, con el gancho. Dale joto. Ok, está bien hasta ahí, está bien. Mira, pon el pie aquí en ese hoyito y entonces tira. ¿Está bien? Ponlo ahí. Estamos. 2 outs en cualquier base de out. Vamos. Defiendan bonita. ¡Ey! ¡Hit para allá, segunda, rápido! ¡Cogí para allá, primera! ¡Vamos! ¡Hit a segunda, cogí a tercera! ¡La adelanta y a tercera! Rihanna, hit para el fila aquí.
Trying to be quick on a ground ball. Get this ball in there quick. Maybe we can get a force out here and a hard hit ball. We'll see. Danilek showing bunt, pulls it back in the dirt. 1-0. (11-4) Puerto Rico. They were on the verge of run ruling Canada back in the 4th until Canada played it 3 runs. Danilek puts it down, sprints to first. Rodriguez to first, and it goes to right field. Danilek's going to get to second. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Danilek holds at second base. It's an 11-6 game. The once very reliable Puerto Rico defense has let them down multiple times.
And this is just a simple drag bunt put down by Ali Danilek right in the middle of the field, which is exactly where she wanted to put it, knowing that her corners would be crashing. But there, Danilek advances because of a miscue defensively on a Puerto Rican team that has had such good defense. They played a couple more runs because of that defensive struggle.
Reese Verse scores all the way from first. And now Danilek at second. And it's a 5-run game here in the 5th. Four errors for Puerto Rico in this game.
2-0. Play.
4 errors and 5 hits. Bergen swings and misses 2-1.
When Puerto Rico showed their hand early, showing that they would swing at the pitch up in the zone, hide brink for Canada, the pitcher was exposing them. They were not really doing a ton as they were swinging and missing through those balls up in the zone or out of the zone. Defensively, Puerto Rico was shining, but you're right, Matt. They've had some miscues that have proved to be pretty damaging. But the thing that's helped them out is that big 4th inning where they were able to put up a 7 spot.
With no hits in that inning, 3-2. It's 7 runs on no hits in the 4th inning. 5 walks, couple hit batters, 3 passed balls, and a wild pitch. That's why that crooked number 7 is hanging out there in that 4th inning.
3-2.
2-hole hitter. Bergen puts it to left. Runner at second doesn't have to run. She will now. They'll get the out. And that ends the inning. 3 come home. It's 11-6. We go to the 6th. 3-1-2-3. Adidas Summer Bash. Boy, they had a lot of fun leading up to this World Series. All of the teams get to hang out, meet and greet some celebs, some former college and Little League greats now playing in the pros. and a chance to get to know each other as well.
And to be able to have fun like this before a big tournament, I mean, and see your coaches act a little bit nutty, I'll go with it. But their coach, Bonanno, who was here last year with the Connecticut team, back as an assistant coach this year, and we'll see them later.
We are in the 6th inning. Fans are hanging in there. It's been a long one, nearly 2.5 hours old.
So our in-between innings.
And we're just 5 innings through. And now the 5-hole hitter, Carla Rodriguez, now at the plate here to lead off the 6th inning. Heidbrink still in the circle, misses high. One good thing is the sun is just hiding behind the clouds here for a little bit. It's one thing to be involved in a long game. It's another to be baking in the sun.
Yeah, a little respite with the cloud cover. But that conference between Heidbrink and Campbell back behind the dish, the battery calls the pitches. Those calls are not coming from the dugout, so both of those players need to get on the same page as they attack here in this inning.
That's 3 straight that Heidbrink has missed high. Again, these 3 last half innings have been about 20 to 25 minutes apiece. And again, you get pitchers coming back in who haven't touched a ball in about 25 minutes.
And typically you like to see your pitcher get up and move around, maybe in the bullpen, throw, stay loose, but with a continuous lineup, the potential to hit is always there.
Three, two.
Canada will have 3, 4, and 5 due up, and those batters might need to hit a couple of times in order to come back in this one. Called strike 3 for Heidbrink. 1 away.
I mean, what a comeback for Heidbrink after giving up 3 balls to start the at-bat and then come right back, attack the hitter. Good response and settled in nicely.
Jaineli Santana, 6-hole hitter for Puerto Rico, as the sun is now back out in its rightful place here in Greenville. Elm Street Park in Stallings. 3rd straight year hosting the World Series here.
But the stands out in the outfield, shading the fans out and right. I mean, it's a beautiful day at the ballpark. No threat of the dreaded R word. No rain.
Or the other R word, run rule. This one fouled away, 0-2.
Yeah, Canada says don't say the R word again. Or maybe that's what they need to say before the game, because that is when the bats came alive for Canada. They were down 10-0 with the threat that this game was going to be over. And since then, they've put 3 runs up every inning since then.
Yeah, win or lose, you at least get to see some numbers up there, crooked numbers of your own up there. In there for a called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Heidbrink.
I mean, what a way to settle in. When this inning started, I was worried about Heidbrink because she just couldn't find the zone, was throwing the ball to the backstop. Now, absolutely painting the plate and sitting down 2 in a row with looking strikeouts.
Yep, she had 13 strikeouts in 10 innings of work in the region. She has 12 strikeouts today through 5 2/3.
Standing on the place, and Zayna asked, and he said it's illegal.
It's legal? Okay.
But like, they're
So?
like, if this is a foul line, they're like right here.
Okay, so if he's calling it legal, then it's legal. Okay, and if we see that they make contact outside of the box, we'll challenge it. Okay, all right. You focus on throwing those strikes. You're going to play lefty. You guys are gloving up. Here we go. Canada on 2. Say it loud. Canada on 2, 1, 2. Canada.
And that can get in the head of a pitcher when the batters are standing on the plate. And by this point in the game, the lines are gone. And so there's really nothing preventing them from standing tight on the plate. But Villafanier, not too tight on the plate. She is within legal distance in the batter's box. But it can mess with a pitcher's head, knowing that the inside part of the plate is being taken away, because if she loses her grip or spins a little too hard, she's going to just fill the batter's box with the ball. And Villafanier has already worn one today.
Olenis Villafanier.
Time.
Second straight year coming back here to Greenville, North Carolina. 1-1 count. 12 strikeouts for Heidbrink.
Oh.
Well, knowing that Heidbrink doesn't have east to west movement, she throws a fastball, a drop ball, and a changeup. It's that fastball. She just wants to be able to locate on the inside part of the plate and doesn't feel like she has an opportunity to with where the batters are standing.
3-2 now as Heidbrink tries to strike out the side for the second time today.
But Matt, you can see why she wants to expose that inside part of the plate. Villafanier is not able to get the barrel out in front, or hasn't shown that she can. She lets the ball get very deep, which makes her susceptible to that inside pitch. So I understand why Heidbrink wants to be able to fill that inside corner with a strike to try to get the out.
She's got room on the inside if she wants it now. 3-2, takes it inside. 3 up, 3 down. Canada needs at least 5 runs. We're in the 6th. It's been mostly Puerto Rico today. And chick Jenny Dalton-Hill, Dilianis Nieves Perez has been terrific behind the plate. She's thrown out a runner in each of the last 4 innings.
Well, not only is she throwing them out, but she is controlling this game back behind the plate. She's done such a good job of letting the runners think they have the advantage, but then she just uses that gun of an arm to throw out the runners. And back behind the plate, she's been blocking everything in the dirt. She has been working hard today, and she has been so good just receiving back behind the dish.
And as they came out, look at this, showing some leadership. Let's high five it. I mean, we're up 11-6 here in the bottom of the 6th. Let's finish this thing off.
Stay here.
That's great.
Well, when you think about it, Matt, this is a great turnaround for Puerto Rico, knowing that last year they weren't able to score a run. They were out-hit, outplayed, went home in 2 games. Here today, they've come away scoring more runs than were scored against them in the previous 2 games they've played in the World Series. Great showing by Puerto Rico so far.
And now for Canada, Megan Becker, 13 years old, playing first base today. Trying to start this inning off with an infield hit. Not going to happen. Nice play there from Brianna Sanchez. Got the start in the circle. She was relieved an inning ago and records the first out.
We've talked about defense all day long. We know defense wins ball games, but For someone who started the game in the circle, you would expect to maybe have her on the bench, but no, she takes the hot corner and gets the nice out to start the inning.
Leah Riopel came in and gave up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, walked 4 without recording an out in that 4th inning. Hopefully she can rebound in the next game and a bright future ahead of her. 13 years old. Did a good job in the regional as well. Got a save in the championship game against Quebec. Five-run lead for Puerto Rico. Carla Rodriguez. And that hits Riopel.
And I'm so encouraged because these players all talk about the multiple sports that they play. And so while they are so talented on the softball diamond, they are not keeping their talents hidden in that space. They are continuing to be athletic all across the different disciplines that they play, and that'll just make them better as they take the field with lateral movement, vertical jump, speed, power, agility. It helps to be able to play multiple sports.
There's a third hit by pitch in the last 9 batters, and then how about a base hit that gets through the left fielder? Santana's legs. Now rounding third is Riopel, and on the throw home, which is way offline, Zeta Campbell is in the third. 11-7, Puerto Rico.
Time is out.
When an infielder misses a ball, it can hurt you, but when an outfielder misses a ball, it means runs on the board. And Puerto Rico, for a team that's had such good defense today, this ball gets under the glove of the left fielder. And to be able to advance, come around, put yourself in scoring position, Canada not going down quietly.
A single, a 2-base error for Campbell. Does not get the run batted in because of the error. The runner was at first when the play began. So Abigail Heidbrink now at the plate. That one's through the hole. Coming home from third is Campbell. It's 11-8, Puerto Rico. 3 straight reaching base, a hit by pitch, back-to-back singles.
Well, and if this is the kind of fight that Canada is going to show all week, while this push may not give them a win, they're going to be a tough team throughout this tournament, knowing that they don't give up.
It might not give a win. At the same time, they are 1 batter away from bringing the tying run to the plate. And who would have thought that back in the 4th inning when it was 10-0 Puerto Rico?
Yeah, 10-0 Puerto Rico, and since then, crooked numbers every inning for Canada.
Leo Corrado becomes a very important batter now. She either becomes the second out of the inning or brings the tying run to the plate. Heidbrink at first. 1-2 to Corrado. Corrado looking for her first hit today. Struck out, grounded out.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Heidbrink at first. In the dirt.
And Nieves continues to bounce back behind the plate, ball in the dirt, keeping the game in front of her and keeping the base runners honest. Not a lot of advancements. She's shown that she's willing to throw and has done so with authority.
Corrado giving up a big chunk of that plate, but that ball comes inside. And now Heidbrink gets to second base. Look where Corrado is set up in that box.
3 ball, 2 strikes.
Her heels are on the outside of that batter's box. Just barely got a piece of it, too. It rolls foul.
And she, with the batter's box gone, you can basically stand anywhere without the ability to prove that you're not in the box. But you're right, Matt. She is opening up herself to be very vulnerable on the outside part of the plate because she is so far off the dish.
She steps in now, an extra 6 inches. Corrado. Right down the middle. Might have looked a little outside for her vantage point, but pretty good touch there on that pitch from Rodriguez, and that's a big second out.
I mean, that's exactly where I would have thrown Cordo too, knowing that that ball, she could put it on the entire part of the outside part of the plate, and it probably wasn't going to get touched with how far away she was from the plate.
How about number 16, Emma Fukushima?
Emma Fukushima. Now at the plate for Canada, last hope for the team from St. Albert. Swings at a high one. Fukushima much closer to the plate. That one in the dirt. Nieves really wants that last out to be from her right arm. And she is sprinting out to the circle. It's 11-8.
1-1.
Doesn't like to see runners test her arm.
And I was a catcher in Little League as well, and I remember thinking, don't disrespect me. You stay close to that bag, and that's the mentality that you've got back behind the dish with Nieves.
Now Canada down to their final strike. Again, double elimination format. But Canada about to be pushed to the brink of elimination with a loss here today.
1-2. Play.
The 1-2. In the dirt. Nieves comes up with it. Now the count is full. Check that 2-2 now to Fukushima.
Two.
In the dirt again, and Canada on the verge of getting the tying run to the plate if they can get Fukushima on base.
Two.
That one gets by the first baseman, Villafañe. Heading home for the 9th run of the game is Heidbrink. And the tying run will come to the plate. Fukushima, it was a bang-bang play at first, but she beats out the throw from the right fielder. And it's 11-9.
Well, and we heard Coach Sugarnes talk about how he wanted his outfielders ready to make plays at bases. This hard shot in the 3-4 hole gets to the right fielder, Montes, quickly, but cannot get it to first base in time. Canada capitalizes, pushing another run across. And now to the plate, Matt, you have the tying run.
Grace coming. Now at the plate. In the dirt again, and it gets by the catcher. Seen a few of those. She can't bail out the pitcher every time. You can see the frustration. She has done a lot of work back there in the Jen Schro gear. Tying run at the plate. Canada trailed 10-0 in the 4th. That one is high, 2-0.
Well, in common, stands into the box so close, and I think she's too close to the plate. Look at that left foot.
That one to second. Up with it. That'll do it. Darielis Rodriguez, the assist on the final out. It was a little more precarious than Puerto Rico envisioned when they were leading 10-0. They gave up 9 runs in the final 3 innings of the game, but hold on for the 11-9 win in a game that took 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, and for a game that could have been over in the 4th inning, Canada showed great resilience, great grit as they show up in the last 3 innings to really put pressure on Puerto Rico. They did lose this game, but I am excited to watch Canada throughout the rest of this tournament show up.
They forced 2 more innings and about a little more than 1 more hour of softball action. Puerto Rico will take on Oregon coming up tomorrow morning on ESPN+. Canada will next play on Tuesday in an elimination game. This game will start 35 minutes from now here at Elm Street Park. For Robin, our producer, our director, our audio, our graphics, everyone who's been along for the ride, including our camera folks out in the hot sunshine in Greenville. For Jenny Dalton Hill, I'm Matt Schick as Puerto Rico gets the 11-9 win here at the Little League Softball World Series. So long from Greenville.